up. A winter storm continues to blanket Flagstaff with snow. We'll have the latest. Plus, an invasive species is killing off aspen trees in northern Arizona. The news starts now.
You're watching NAZ Today, Northern Arizona's local news.
Good evening and welcome to NAZ Today. I'm Tori Smith.
And I'm Liam Combs. Thanks for tuning in.
Northern Arizona saw a nice white blanket of snow this morning, but will the trend continue? Student forecaster Matt Kienitz is in the studio right now with a live weather update.
Yeah, Tori, I was like a kid in a candy store this morning when I woke up and saw that nice white blanket of snow. I took this video earlier when it was really coming down this morning. However, it has gotten a lot more severe since then. We are now in a winter storm warning for tonight. It is in effect about 5 p.m. tonight to tomorrow around 6 p.m. Snow rates will begin to increase this evening, but the majority of that snowfall will be at about tomorrow morning to tomorrow afternoon. Very hazardous weather conditions will be appearing as we go closer into the night tonight. What to expect precipitation-wise? Here in Flagstaff, we will be expected about 9 to 15 inches. Down in Shola, about 5 to 9 inches of precipitation. And over in Payson, about 6 to 10 inches of possible precipitation from the storm that we are having coming in today. Hazardous road conditions. As you can see, we are having some very icy roads right now. Icy roads, reduced visibility from patchy blowing snow that is coming in from these gusty winds, potential tree damage on the roads, and for all of you who have to go to work tomorrow morning early, potential Wednesday morning commute disruption. So make sure you get your affairs in order now in order to ensure you get to work on time. I bet these snowplowers have had a very busy day today. Liam has more on that. Liam?
That's right, Matt. Today we spoke with Flagstaff Public Works Section Director Samuel Beckett about the road conditions and the following snowplows caused by the storm. Take a look. When snow falls, the snowplows follow. And here at the Public Works facility in Flagstaff, they have a long day ahead of them. On average snow days like today, Flagstaff Public Works sends out crews of 12 to 25 snowplow drivers to clean up the roads. The crews work around the clock in 12-hour shifts to ensure that the roads are safe and accessible. Section Director Samuel Beckett says the roads are dangerous before being plowed and advises people to stay home until they have done their job.
You know, it's always dangerous. It's the one time a year where we tell everybody else to stay home, and then we ask our snowplow drivers to stay out in the entirety of the storm.
Not only is the snowfall a driving hazard, but the black ice that follows when temperatures drop below freezing is another danger. Beckett says the majority of the snowfall from this storm will be coming tonight, and he does not think all of the roads will be ready early.
We're going to see the snow tonight. It doesn't mean it'll be cleaned up by tomorrow morning. I expect snow operations to move well into Thursday, making sure we can get into all the different areas and get it cleaned up. Tomorrow is going to be a rough day for travel if we see even half of what they're saying we're going to see.
Beckett says people should not travel until the roads are cleared, but if they do, they must stay back 50 feet from any snowplows. This is because the trucks drop cinders on the freshly plowed road, which could be a hazard to other vehicles at close range.
As we come in here, our crews will be out there doing their job. They'll do their best to keep the roads as open and clear as possible, but we ask if you don't have to travel, don't.
If you do go out tonight and the next couple days, make sure to take caution when driving.
The Arizona Department of Health Services has announced that effectively February 26th, COVID test figures will only be reported weekly, not daily. According to health officials, at least 34 states have stopped reporting COVID test numbers every day. Trees are under attack by an invasive insect that is no more than 2 millimeters in length. NAZ Today's Kiana Roscoe joins us live for more on the story.
People will come to Flagstaff just to see aspens, or they add to just the aesthetic beauty of Flagstaff. So it has both a human component and a nature component.
NAU School Forestry has been conducting research on the life cycle, management, and how to eliminate these bugs. These sap-sucking insects are called oyster shell scales, and since they are just 1 to 2 millimeters long, they have been able to clear out trees in the Coconino, Kaibab, and Prescott National Forest.
All of what we're doing is hoping to inform management, because really the big question we have right now is which management strategies will work for controlling oyster shell scale, or at least reducing its population levels.
Kelsey Pemberton, a second-year science and forestry graduate student, research is trying to find a natural predator to help control the spread. Due to the protective shell, pesticides and insecticides are not the most effective way to kill these bugs.
So the importance of natural predators is it's a biological way to, it's actually called biological control, but it's just a way that we can implement treatment more effectively than perhaps some more traditional methods that have been used in the past.
Some traditional treatments would be prescribed burning and cutting down infected trees that have been affected. Some of these treatments have been promising, but are too destructive.
The downside is that you're killing the overstory aspen, so you're basically losing that stand, but the benefit of both of those treatments is that they tend to produce really abundant regeneration of aspen. And so far what we've noticed a year or two after those treatments is that the new aspen stems don't have oyster shell scale on them, even when the overstory was heavily infested.
It is still a work in progress to mitigate the spread of oyster shell scales in Flagstaff, but the efforts of the NAU Forestry Department, we can look forward to seeing healthier aspens again. Kiana Orozco, NAZ Today.
Winslow has been pushing for a flood control project for years, and it's finally coming. The $65 million project has been given the green light. City officials say a push from the Biden administration may have helped seal the deal. The city currently relies on an old system and small levees that are easily overrun by floodwaters. In other news, a major road project on State Highway 89A may cause widespread delays this summer. The long-awaited work through Oak Creek Canyon is expected to begin early this spring. Improvements include rockfall mitigation, drainage sediment control, and bridge repairs. The project is expected to be completed in fall 2023, but in the meantime, drivers can expect lane restrictions and delays while improvements are underway.
The Arizona Senate voted to waive the K-12 spending cap and unfreeze the budget for public schools across the state for 1 year. This exemption avoids massive cutbacks and layoffs and gives schools access to over $1 billion in funding that was already approved by lawmakers. The state legislature must vote to lift the spending cap each year to avoid those cutbacks. Today's weather might have you looking for the perfect pet to join you on your snow days.
That's right. NAZ Today's Michaela Richardson joins us live with this week's Pet of the Week.
Thanks, Liam. Today I met Sunny, and while her name calls for clear skies, she adores the snow. This sprightly dog is a 3-year-old Lab Shepherd mix looking for her forever home.
She was a stray in Holbrook, so we don't really know much about her.
Though used to somewhat warmer climates, Sunny enjoys snow days like these outdoors. Because of this, she should probably not be placed in a small home or apartment.
She probably needs, a decent house, decent yard, so that she can run off some energy.
A dog with this much pep in her step should live with animals larger than her or be the only pet in the house.
Unfortunately, she doesn't really care for smaller animals, so she needs to be in a home that doesn't have anything smaller than her.
That being said, Sunny does get along with children, as long as they're about 3 years and older.
She does really well with children. We want to make sure we don't have anything smaller than her.
The adoption process should fly by once you have chosen her to be part of your family.
Really nice dog. She's already been fixed so she can go home with you right away. And a very nice donor has already paid her adoption fee, so you wouldn't have to pay an adoption fee to get her up today.
If you think Sunny is a perfect fit for you, head to the Coconino Humane Association or go online to coconinohumane.org. Michaela Richardson, NAZ Today.
Coming up, Putin orders Russian troops into Ukraine. Also, another round of boosters are expected to be recommended to the public by fall. Stay with us.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands? Yes. You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
They call me MAXIE, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Really? Buzz, what's up, man? You left some leaves burning out here.
Yeah, I just came in just for a second.
Come on, man. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. You could torch the whole neighborhood.
It's a good point there, Smokey.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I know, I
was.
heard. It wasn't you. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Welcome back. As international tensions rise, Russia has moved its troops into separatist regions of Ukraine. The White House warns an invasion could happen in the coming hours or days.
Isabel Rosales is in Washington with the diplomatic Hail Mary to deter an expected invasion.
U.S. intelligence and satellite images reveal Russia going full speed ahead with military preps.
Today might be that day, and we hope that's not the case, which is why we continue to exhaust every possible diplomatic option here going forward.
In a TV broadcast, Russian President Vladimir Putin accusing the West of threats. The Russian president says he is officially recognizing the separatist regions in Ukraine as independent states. Putin airing his grievances about the breakup of the former Soviet republics.
Modern Ukraine from the beginning and in its totality has been created by Russia.
The U.S. and allies warn every indication shows Russia is preparing to invade.
These are not the actions of a Russian government fulfilling its repeated declarations that it has no intention of invading Ukraine.
The U.S. also says it has credible information about a Russian kill list, writing in a letter to the United Nations that Russia is identifying Ukrainians to be killed or sent to camps. The Kremlin denying the claim, calling it absolute fiction.
We believe that any military operation of the size, scope, and magnitude of what we believe the Russians are planning will be extremely violent. It will cost the lives of Ukrainians and Russians, civilians and military personnel alike.
The Russian escalation at the front lines is at odds with what Putin has said publicly. Putin agreeing to a summit with President Joe Biden.
He can do the right thing by finding a diplomatic path forward.
Biden accepting on the condition Russia not invade Ukraine. In Washington, Isabel Rosales.
In response to Putin's moves, President Biden announced today he will impose new sanctions on Russia. Biden said the sanctions would go far beyond the steps the U.S. and its allies imposed in 2014 and would go even further depending on Putin's next move.
COVID cases are on the decline, but experts say the virus is most likely here to stay. An additional booster may be recommended by the fall. CNN's Reed Binion reports.
In less than 3 weeks, the world will mark the second anniversary of the declaration of COVID-19 as a pandemic by the World Health Organization. At this point, nearly 2 years later, after multiple waves, case counts in the U.S. are overall on the decline. New cases averaging roughly 103,000 per day. That's the lowest level since early December when Omicron was surging. Hospitalizations declining 26% from last week. But with just 28% of people in the U.S. now boosted and the pace of vaccination slowing, experts say the push for full vaccination and boosting remains critical.
I think it's safe to assume that we're not done vaccinating for this virus.
And an additional recommended booster dose may be ahead. The FDA says while it's continuing to monitor new data, officials could recommend another boost in fall.
Many of us expect that in the years to come, we will have yearly doses of COVID vaccine, the same way that we do for the flu vaccine, in order to protect us against new variants that rear their head as we go into cold weather months.
This comes amid encouraging news about COVID treatments. According to a new, not yet peer-reviewed study in India, Merck's antiviral drug molnupiravir cut hospitalization risk by 65%, an improvement over a previous study of the drug. It was approved by the Food and Drug Administration in December to treat some cases. I'm Reed Binion reporting.
Hi, Meals on Wheels. I'm Marco. I'm a college student and I volunteer as a driver for Meals on Wheels. I think it's awesome meeting these people. I mean, they're so interesting. They've had so many wonderful experiences in life. Your community helps to raise you up into the person that you become. Meals on Wheels is a great way to give back to that community.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it, first impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
Welcome back to NAZ Today. I am Matt Keenis, your student reporter for the evening. Taking a look at Flagstaff currently, we have a current temperature of about 28 degrees. We are having some current snow and some actual ice fog. Our barometer is below 30, which explains that cloud coverage that we are having today. We are at 100% relative humidity with some 16-mile-per-hour winds coming from the southwest. Taking a closer look at those winds, as you can see, most of Arizona did get some cloud coverage today. Southern Arizona, not as much as central and northern Arizona, but many forms of precipitation did take form in northern Arizona today. And as you can see, all 4 corners actually had quite a bit of cloud coverage today. Taking it back to Flagstaff for the daily almanac, high of 35 degrees with a low of 22 today. We are slightly above those averages for the low, but significantly below on that high temperatures. Normally we're around 47 degrees this time of year, but we are at 35. For precipitation, we had lots of snowfall today in Flagstaff, 6.35 inches roughly, but we do not add that to our since January 1st counter yet because we will be having more coming through the night and during this broadcast. So we'll have those numbers for you tomorrow. Going into the highs across the state today, Prescott had a high of 51 degrees with a low around 25. Kingman in 52 degrees is the high, and Payson 43 degrees as the high today. Taking it back to Flagstaff for the nighttime, 22 was the forecast low. We are going to have heavy snow and wind, so it is not advised that you go out tonight. But if you do, make sure that you are prepared for that because it will be very harsh weather tonight. Sunset will be at around 6:16 p.m. Going back into tomorrow, however, that heavy snow and wind will continue, and guys, it will be brutal. It will be even more worse than it was today. Forecast high of 41 degrees with a sunrise at around 7:03 a.m. So make sure you are bundled up nice and well for tomorrow's weather because it will be a harsh one. Going into the highs and lows across the state for today, Sedona saw a high of 39 degrees with a low of 21. Up in Page, a high of 43 with a low of 25. And over here in Show Low, a high of 36 with a low of 15. Taking it back into Flagstaff, as you can see, tomorrow, high of 29 with a low of 7. Those snow showers will be coming in all throughout the night. Thursday, we are going to be in those sunny skies again, however, going all the way throughout the weekend. 34 is the high, jumping up to 39, taking a small dip on Saturday, but then going straight back up to 45 on Sunday. We will be seeing these warmer temperature trends throughout the weekend. That's all we have for weather right now, but make sure to tune in for sports with Michael Manny after the break.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. Now I'm anything but lonely.
We had this deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with Turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet,
we discover
they're a little bit of a lot of things,
but they're all pure love.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
And good evening and welcome back to NAZ Today. I'm your sports reporter, Michael Manny. In her 5 years in Flagstaff, NAU women's basketball star Kyrika Rashid has made a mark in the record books, but her impact has gone far beyond the court. Take a look. When Kyrika Rashid hit the game winner to beat Montana February 10th, it added yet another chapter to her historic career. The season is far from over, but as her career gets closer to the end, the fifth-year grad student wasn't sure she would be where she is today.
I think I came in thinking, I was gonna just be like a role player, and then the fact that I've been able to blossom into who I am today is something that's really nice to see, and yeah, I don't know if I expected to be here today.
Rashid has left her mark in the record books, becoming the Lumberjacks' all-time leader in rebounds in games played this year. But she said her activism off the court is what has been most impactful.
The fact that I've been able to insert myself, the fact that I've been, able to talk to administration, to talk to my coaches, to talk to my teammates about things in society that I feel are important to talk about. I don't know, it just means a lot that I've been able to do that.
Rashid has used her platform as a Division I athlete to speak out in support of the Black Lives Matter movement, and is part of Athletes for Social Alliance, which head coach Lori Payne said has helped her teammates as well.
I'm just very fortunate that I have players who want to step up and take a lead, want to step up and make change. And I think she's really encouraged her teammates who maybe haven't had a voice early on to really step up and have a voice. So she's been a great leader off the court in that way.
As graduation nears, she doesn't know what the future holds, but she hopes basketball is in it.
I just feel like the near future is I don't know what's gonna happen next, but I know that I do want to play overseas. I want to go to a Spanish-speaking country, Spain, hopefully. I mean, if that's in the cards for me.
Michael Manny, NAZ Today. Now let's shift over to high school hoops. The Flagstaff Eagles girls basketball team has inched a step closer to the 4A state title game after beating the 13th seeded Greenway Demons 70-40 this past Saturday. War Memorial Gymnasium, and I cannot exaggerate this enough, was rocking as the Eagles got out to an early lead in the first quarter. The Demons kept it close though in the second, going on a 12-0 scoring run, but the Eagles responded with a run of their own. Senior Grace Linez was her usual electric self with 26 points including 13 in the third quarter where the Eagles essentially put the game away. Just after the clock hit 0 in the fourth quarter, the public address announcer gave some huge news. 9th seed Shadow Mountain upset the top-seeded Deer Valley Skyhawks, meaning the Eagles will host the Matadors in the semifinals with a trip to the state title game on the line. Despite being perennial playoff contenders, they've never made it past the semifinals under head coach Tyrone Johnson. Due to weather, the game has been moved to Thursday at 3 p.m. You can listen to it on Calf Country 93.5 FM, AM 930. Either way, it will be the final home game of NAZ's storied high school career. Well, that's all we have for sports tonight, but stay tuned for your weather recap with Matt Kienitz after the break.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
Planning the right amount of food is hard. The Guestimator makes it easy. Just tell it who's coming and what's for dinner. Then it tells you how much to make. And yes, it even plans for leftovers. Try it at savethefood.com.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right?
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Welcome back. Taking another look at our Flagstaff Extended Wednesday snow showers again, so make sure you are dressed right for that. The lows all throughout the week are going to be below freezing, so make sure that you are prepared for that and dress appropriately during the nighttime. And just an FYI, for everyone who has a kid in the FUSD school district, classes are canceled tomorrow due to the weather, so make sure that you are prepared for that tomorrow. What are you guys happening on desk?
Thanks, Matt. Definitely some hot cocoa weather we are having today. But now I'm curious, Matt, what is your favorite thing to do on a snowy day like this, and also for those FUSD students for tomorrow?
Well, I don't know about you guys, but my mom got me a snowman making kit for Christmas this year, so I might bust that bad boy out tomorrow and make a nice big snowman. How about you guys on desk?
Thanks, Matt. That is all we have for today, but make sure to tune in tomorrow for another live newscast.
Good night.